Good evening, everybody. We are welcoming you at the friendly match, online match between Poland and Netherlands. I hope that Esther will forgive me about a few words in Polish. Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie na meczu towarzyskim Polska-Holandia, a ze mną niezastąpiona Esther Van Muyen. Esther Van Muyen with me, the streamer, the coach, the player, the promoter of drafts, and I think the many names that would suit you very well. Recently, the commentator of World Championship match between Rul Boomstra and Alexander Schwarzman, the match that was viewed by over 1 million people, as I remember it well. Was it with these numbers?
Was it that many? Well, there were a lot of viewers. That's true for sure. 1 million sounds a lot, but maybe
it was 1 million views, and
it could be. I think I also said it wrongly on the Dutch radio somewhere. I thought there were about millions of viewers. That was maybe a bit too much, but there were very, very much viewers there. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we are starting now the first day out of 4 days of friendly online match on 10 drafts boards between Poland and Netherlands. From your side, from the Dutch side, it is more like the youth, or should I say juniors team that will be the future of the sport in your country. Many of our Polish players as well, young players with nice perspectives. Can we describe it that way, or you would use the other words?
No, for sure. I think it will be a very interesting match. A lot of talented and young players on both sides. I'm looking very much forward to it. From the Dutch side, we only play with youth players. They're all in talent programs. And they are visible now, I see, in the stream.
Yeah.
They will play with cameras the entire time. So it will be a very nice match indeed.
Like you can see in this screen, all players are checked with the video recording, so it is some kind of anti-cheating method for those players, and they are visible. We see that they are using only their heads and no any computer assistance, for example, and I hope and I know that despite the fact they are playing online, we will be able to see amazing games, especially from like Bogdan Bańkowski is waving to us, especially like young and discovered not a long time ago Mateo with his results along the top grandmaster of your country. I hope that during the first minutes of the match that starts at 7 p.m. we'll be able to talk about every player, and I hope that from the Dutch side you will tell me and our viewers about each player, the strong sides, the weak sides maybe, that we can analyze during the match. Because Esther will be the first guest of tonight, and for the second round that will be played at 8 p.m. will join us Rick Currentius, also the Team NL KNDB coach. Maybe we can look for the predictions of the results, because we all know that we are playing just to practice, to train and to analyze the games, but also there is a part of being rivals of each other. So maybe you can tell me what result of this round, of this match, you predict.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, maybe first to add something to the topic of the using of cameras. This is especially an important topic for us. Fair play is an important topic in all sports at the moment, especially, and it's just good to show that this is a friendly match, and this shows also that we think fair play is very important, and it's also good because sometimes young players can play already very strong, and now there won't be any discussion whether they will yeah, they all thought the moves themselves. So that's also good about this use of cameras.
Yeah.
And also it adds some pressure, I think, for the players. And that's also something nice. We broadcast this this match. And as you said, yeah, it's all about learning. That's the most important. But it's also learning about how to deal with pressure. And as they are now using the cameras, that also adds some extra pressure, I think, for the players. So that's also a good thing about it, because that's what we want, actually. I said this very shortly, that all the players are in talent programs, the Dutch players. And in those programs, we really try to have some opportunities for them to learn. And dealing with pressure is one of the important topics. And I think you can learn this.
Okay, guys, we have about 3 minutes to go. Be sure to put your camera on. Don't put your microphone on like I just did. And of course, don't
just
watch
short
the
message from
stream
Rick
while
that we hear on the stream, because we are connected to those cameras.
Time and all the attention for your games.
Sorry about that.
I will say it in Dutch as well. Goedenavond, nog 3 minuten.
Yeah, okay, so...
wait a second, because we have to hear the Rick to the end.
For today.
AUB, geen YouTube-stream meeluisteren. Dat zijn allemaal vanzelfsprekende dingen, denk ik.
Because as we are connected to the cameras, we can hear the Rick.
Next time. Good luck, everyone. With all the games.
Okay, now it's finished already.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had some problems.
No,
with
but it's also on the stream because I'm connected to this site. So it was also my problem. We had the double voice for a second. And also, Esther, because I have the questions from the chat to translate some sentences, don't you mind if I do it? Adrian Katowic poprosił, żebym przetłumaczył. Tak będę robił szybki brief, można powiedzieć, z tego, o czym rozmawiamy. Witam bardzo serdecznie wszystkich widzów, również oczywiście z Polski. Witajcie. Siemanko Martyna, siemanko Adrian, siemanko Patryk, Fanklepeczek. Będę was, Emilciak, wymieniał tak szybko, jak tylko się uda. Rozmawialiśmy o tym, że gracze, mimo tego, że jest to mecz towarzyski, na 10 deskach przez najbliższe 4 dni będą obserwowani na kamerkach. To jest też sposób radzenia sobie ze stresem, ale też takie sprawdzanie anty-cheatowe, że nie oszukują, że grają wszyscy sportowo. No i będziemy sobie analizować i rozmawiać o wszystkich deskach, o wszystkich partiach. In 1 minute we shall start. It will be interesting if the collection and if the study made by LeadDrafts, and we from this place want to thank you very much, LeadDrafts team, for preparing the special study for this tournament. It will be easier to follow for everyone, and I hope that we will bring a big audience to these streams. Piękny dywan u Arlety. A beautiful dywan. Już zapomniałem słówka. I forgot the word for the thing that I wanted to mention. Okay, 15:9. Okay, everyone is talking about the cameras. We shall start soon. Okay, I see that some games are already prepared. The first one between Sebastian Wieczorek and Machiel Weistra is already done.
And one message from the...
At 7 o'clock, Lisa and Julia, please put on your cameras.
Is that there's no private study. So we should find another solution that I can see your moves.
So,
or I should just watch the live stream as well. I don't know if there's a lot of delay.
I don't know if you can use the mic collection, probably not. To all viewers, you have to forgive us that it is the first day of the match and some things we have to figure out still, how it will be. I see that some games already started and some still not. I don't see Filip Kuczewski starting, that Nick was changed into the program. Who is the favorite? Kto jest faworytem, Adrian? Ciężko powiedzieć. Zaraz o tym będziemy rozmawiać. Jak tylko będziemy mieli wynik tej rozmowy, to ci powiem co i jak, przetłumaczę. Okay. Still waiting for 2 games of Mateusz Wysokiński and Filip Kuczewski.
Yeah, so the games are also visible at leaders.org. But the games will be added there manually, and they can only be they will only be visible when the first moves are being played. So that's why you don't see games there yet, but they should be there within I think seconds or minutes maybe.
Okay. Meanwhile, I will make the transition, and now you can see the collection of the games, and we'll be following what is going on the boards. But still, there are not running 2 games between Filip Kuczewski and his opponent Emre, yes, and Mateusz Wysokiński.
And the other games are just of previous games. The other boards we see are in their current positions.
In the collection, yeah, it works like that.
But now I see them in the collection on the drafts.
We have it. Everyone can see it on the lead drafts in the friendly match. Poland versus Netherlands on the main side. 9 games we have already, so we still don't have one of it. Okay, against Filip it is, so 1 game missing of Mateusz Wysokiński against his opponent.
Yes, only 9.
Julia, please turn on your camera.
Do you have a possibility to share your screen you're broadcasting, because then I can see where you are?
I don't have such a possibility, because where you want me to... if I would do it, I guess that I would lose the sight of your view, but I can try it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I can try it. Now you see it?
Yes.
And I still see you. Okay, so it is the possibility that it will work.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay, so game after another, and we will talk about the opponents, okay? So
yes.
The first game of Sebastian Wieczorek against against Machiel.
Machiel Wijstra, yes.
Machiel Wijstra is the well pronunciation, yeah?
Yes, Wijstra, yes.
Wijstra, okay. So Sebastian started the game with 34-29, which we have seen many times during you commenting the world title match of Alexander Schwartzman.
Yeah, the Schwartzman move it is.
Can you say something about opening, or maybe just you can start with describing Machiel Wijstra and his style and his gaming level?
Yeah, maybe first talk about the players. So Machiel Wijstra is the current juniors world champion. He's a very strong youth player. He was already in the elites group of top players in the Netherlands. Of course, he's a very, very strong player. I know him very well because he's my teammate at club level at Wageningen for already a long time. I also trained him when he was younger, so I know him very well. And to say something about his style, he's a very strategical player. He always builds nice positions, nice structures. So I think we will see that a lot of him in this match. And this is already a very interesting opponent for him this time, of course, because I don't know. Probably I'm going to pronounce it not correctly.
It's a really easy Polish word, wieczorek. It's easy.
Wieczorek?
Wieczorek.
Wieczorek.
Oh yeah, almost perfect.
Yeah, it's difficult, but he's a very interesting player as well, of course. Yeah, you should tell more about him, but I think it was in 2019 or 2000. Yeah, I think 2019 when he started to have some very great results in World Cup tournaments.
Yeah,
For me, a little bit out of
in
nowhere.
2018 even, it was the Polish Open, and he had the same number of points as the winner, Aleksander Getmański, 12 points, which was +3. And he could win a game, for example, against Martin van Eysendorn during that tournament, and was the 6th place, the best so far result for the Polish player in this kind of tournament. And the year after, I guess, he won the Golden Prague tournament, also beating many Dutch grandmasters.
Yeah. Okay, and what can you tell more about him?
What can I say about Sebastian Wieczorek? Once I invited him to analyze his games after the Golden Prague tournament, but the second one when he was third and not the first. And I can tell you that his analyses were really deep and intelligent and adult as for his age, and he really impressed me on that. And I think that he is one of the most favorite players in Polish team to be a top level worldwide if his level of playing will develop just like he's doing till this moment. And currently he is even the Polish vice champion. If he won that Polish championship, he would become the youngest ever Polish champion, but last year Karol Cichocki was absolutely amazing, and he did a record result in this tournament. Where, for example, Bogdan Bańkowski played, who is playing also in this match, and we'll be able to talk about him as well.
Yeah, and you have a lot of young players playing already in the national championships.
Yeah.
For both men and women championships. That's interesting about your national championships as well.
Rozmawiamy z Ester o zawodnikach. Tutaj partia pomiędzy Sebastianem Wieczorkiem a Machilem Wajstrą, czyli młodym holenderskim zawodnikiem. Panowie są około rówieśnikami. Bardzo ciekawy pojedynek. Na pierwszej desce całego meczu z najwyższymi rankingami mierzą się ze sobą. Na razie za chwilę porozmawiamy o pozycji. Tak jak mówiła Ester, Machiel jest bardzo mimo wszystko strategicznie dobrym zawodnikiem, pomimo też młodego wieku. O Sebastianie powiedziałem, że notował piękne wyniki w międzynarodowych turniejach, często niedoceniany przez swoich przeciwników. Ładował w nich niespodziankami, jak chociażby na Pucharze Świata w 2018 roku, czy na turnieju Złota Praga, gdzie raz wygrał, a raz był trzeci. And what can you say about the position? Because now Machiel is trying to be active with the piece 16 from the edge. And which pieces would you prefer?
Well, this shows that I think this will be an interesting game. Yeah, probably this is also a question about what kind of play you like. Do you like to play for the attack, or do you like to play a bit more for the surrounding? Oh, now I cannot see your.
Okay, sorry, because for a moment I had to put the games on with the draft submitter, so the games could be uploaded.
Yeah.
The results could be uploaded manually, automatically.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Okay, so the question is, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to attack, or do you prefer to play against an attack? And it's interesting because I think I do not see Machiel playing against an attack a lot, actually. So that's interesting that he plays like this.
It's interesting because, I played a game against him during the European Team Championship, and I was the one more attacking, and he played against me against an attack, and so this is the only style of him that I know, because I haven't seen many games of him.
Well, maybe he switched recently and I didn't notice it. That could also be an option.
Perhaps.
Now he could also, I don't know if it's already an option at the moment, but there could be a switch now maybe to playing with edge pieces as well.
You mean 1520?
Yeah, at some point. And that's also nice because Jan Groenendijk likes this system a lot. And he's also a clubmate of Magiel and me at Wageningen. And during we have some trainings with the first team, and he told a lot about this system. So it could also be that Magiel really likes to play this system because Jan explained a lot about it.
Okay, so now we can go to the second game between Emre and Filip Kuczewski.
Oh, they played already a lot of moves there.
Yeah, 22 moves were made already. We have to say, because we didn't say about that, the players are playing with the tempo of 15 minutes plus 5 seconds per move. Nie mówiliśmy o tym wcześniej, zawodnicy grają czasem 15 minut plus 5 sekund za posunięcie. Kepso, niestety bardzo nudny ten komentarz, przykro mi bardzo, ale teraz będzie, wiesz, jeszcze gorzej po takim tym. Musimy się wbić w tempo i będzie spoko, tak serio mówiąc. Many moves. What do you think about this position and what can you say about Emre?
Yeah, so we also see this system with the high edge piece on 15. And yeah, I think these positions are always interesting. And yeah, maybe I would prefer white. Looks a bit nicer for white, but maybe that's also because I just like the system better. But it's a bit because yeah, it's already interesting on the right side of the board how there isn't much space for black there.
Okay, so with white pieces plays Emre Hageman, born in 2005. FMGD rating for Blitz and Rapid is 2091 against quite older Filip Kuczewski. Filip is born in 93, as you can see in the nick. And Filip's rating is 2181, so nearly 100 more points for Filip. So Filip would be the favorite one on the paper. Młody, urodzony w 2005 roku, białymi grający Emre Hageman kontra Filip Kuczewski z 1993 roku. Filip is a very ambitious player. He trains a lot, he practices a lot, he wants to achieve the best results. And I can say that it's really difficult to satisfy him. He always wants more. I don't know what can you say about this kind of being ambitious. Maybe too ambitious is not that good, but on the other hand, it can be good. What do you think about being ambitious in this sport?
Well, if ambitious means that you train a lot, then it's always good, I think. And this is something which also counts for Emre for sure. He trains a lot, he plays a lot, and he likes to improve, and that's also visible in his playing style. He likes to play very interesting, aggressive opening systems, and also very complicated opening systems. And that's why I think games played by Emre always get interesting, and that's what you can see today as well.
I got an info on the chat that maybe we can switch to game number 7, because there I heard that there is one piece more for Luis in the game against Krzysztof Kortas. Krzysztof lost a piece. I can take a look.
Quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. So the game started this way, and then what has happened? I guess that's some kind of combination or something. Here it is that way, and now Louise is
okay. Yeah.
Quite a simple way from Krzysztof Kortas to lose a piece. Really simple way. That's a pity from Krzysztof, because he is Polish vice champion in seniors in Blitz games. So I would expect him to play really strong. And now he lost on a simple way.
Oh, yeah. That was quite a big mistake made by him there.
So once we are here, you can tell me about Louise, because you are running a program for the girls. And please tell us a few sentences about that.
Yes. So in the Netherlands we have a talent system, and there were the last couple of years it only consisted boys, male players, but now since 2020 I started a program especially for girls, so that there would be also something for talented girls. To get more trainings and to get also more coaching with games, and also when they play just for their trainings, and also training by themselves. And all the girls playing today are part of that program, and they train a lot. So we have group trainings, also individual trainings. They go to tournaments. So now it starts to become a bit on the same level as the talent program for the boys. So we try to get it equally there. And talking about Louise, that's one thing that's already nice to tell is that there are two sisters, Louise and Marie, and they are both in the program. So on board 6 we have Marie, and Louise is the youngest of the two sisters. She is 16 years of age. Marie is 18 years of age.
16 and 18, and 16 is enough to take a piece over Krzysztof Kortas. Okay, I will translate it to the Polish viewers also. Ester prowadzi taki program rozwoju talentów, prowadzi go dla kobiet, dla zawodniczek w Holandii, bo od kilku lat on już funkcjonuje dla mężczyzn, ale w ostatnim czasie, od 2020, jeśli dobrze pamiętam, uruchomiła to również dla kobiet, dlatego tutaj te przedstawicielki płci damskiej są dosyć licznie reprezentowane, bo jest ich 6 kontra 4 facetów, jak dobrze pamiętam, na liście. Bardzo fajna inicjatywa, no i tym bardziej, że mają dedykowaną trenerkę do tego. Taking a look at the another girl versus girl duel, Arleta is playing against Lisa. Lisa's Holtens, as I remember.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so what can you tell us about Lisa, and then maybe we'll talk about this position.
Yes, and of course we should talk. You should tell a bit about Arleta as well. Well, first I will tell something about Lisa. Well, what's very special about Lisa is that she's already a bit famous in the Netherlands. She had some very good results at the previous World Youth Championship. She finished third in the cadets category, and she won the World Blitz Championship there for youth. But where she's maybe even more famous for is for her blindfolded games. She did play 3 blindfolded games. In some special simultaneous exhibition, and by that she amazed a lot of Dutch draft players, because she finished all those 3 games, and she even managed to win 2 of the games, I guess. 2, and draw the other one.
How long did it take for her?
Yeah, I think about, it was one night, so 2 or 3 hours maybe.
Okay, and please remind me, how old is she?
She is 16 as well. No, okay. 17.
17-latka Liza z Holtens, która gra tutaj z Arletą, rozegrała symultanicznie 3 partie na ślepo. Mając po godzinie na jedną, czyli około 3 godziny to trwało, 2 partie wygrała, jedną zremisowała, zagrała całe partie równolegle. Coś niesamowitego. Biorąc pod uwagę złożoność i trudność gry warcabystów polowe na ślepo, jestem pod ogromnym wrażeniem. I'm really impressed by doing it. I've heard about that, but I didn't know that it was she.
Yes. So yeah, I think everyone was a bit amazed when that happened because we in the Netherlands, of course, we know Don Sijbrands for his blindfolded games. But there are not many other players. Well, there was then at some point there was Erno Prosman, who also showed he was very strong in it. But that are the famous examples we have. And now there's also Lisa Scholtens. So that's very nice.
I was just afraid that Mateusz Wysokiński is not playing, but the 10th game is also being played, but we don't see it in this study, but everything is okay. So now I'm calm that everything is working, and we can see another game. Just saying a word about Arleta, of course, she's many times Polish women champion, nearly a GMIF, but finally she did not get the title because the grandmasters that she was ahead of during the World Championship, Women World Championship in Tallinn, they did not have the required rating, so still Arleta is a very strong player, really ambitious as well as Filip, I could say, and she is playing many tournaments, still active, and also she is the part of the board of Polish Drafts Federation because she is the treasurer of my board, so also I have a lot of contact with her. And I hope that this game will go well for Arleta, but as I can see now, the position is a little bit better in this classical position for Lisa, I guess. What do you think about that?
Well, just to add, she played very, very strongly, I think, in the previous World Championship women, and I think she missed a lot of players there, and she showed she really is part of the top women players in the world.
She was 5th in this tournament.
Sorry?
She was 5th in this tournament after Natalia. Natalia was 4th, so and Arleta was 5th.
It sounds strange to me that she didn't gain GMI title.
Yeah,
at
because
she played on the level of it. Yeah,
after you chase the GMIFs, there's some rating required, at least I believe 21 or 2200. I don't remember, but that for a short period of time she was on the list with the GMIF, but finally it was taken away. And now we can move to another game between. It's an interesting position. It's a really theoretical one from I know which opening between Mateo Boksum and Amadeusz Zybermoszak. There's also an interesting game because Amadeusz Zybermoszak is a medalist from last World Championship youth from Poland, from Szklarska Poręba. And what was Mateo's result there? You remember maybe?
In the last World Championship, he finished 3rd, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 3rd. But at he's only 12 years of age. So he's quite young. I think it's he is one of the strongest youth players we have, and it's not he's only, as I said, he's only 12 years of age and he's playing these kind of theoretical lines, and I think it doesn't surprise anyone in the Netherlands anymore, because Matteo knows a lot of opening theory. He trains a lot, he plays drafts a lot. So I think for players who do not know him, it's very surprising that he plays these kind of games when he's only this young. But for the Dutch players who do know him, it won't be any surprise anymore, because he showed already that he knows so many about drafts, and he knows, he's famous for playing these kind of opening systems.
To, co mówi Ester na temat Mateo Boxuma grającego białymi. 12-latek, który gra bardzo dużo teoretycznych debiutów i w ten sposób zaskakuje wybitnych przeciwników. Tutaj w partii z Amadeuszem Zybermoszakiem, czyli naszym medalistą z ostatnich mistrzostw świata młodzieżowych w bardzo też teoretycznym wariancie, no zwrócę tutaj uwagę na to, że czas goni Mateo, bo 5 minut z hakiem na koncie Amadeusza, a tylko minuta 44 na koncie Mateo. What do you think about the time that is left for this game? Because Mateo has only 1 minute and 44 seconds left.
Yeah, that's a bit strange to me, because as you said, this is a well-known opening. I don't know it from here. I don't know it. Do you know if this is still theory?
It is close to the theory, so I think that we can just adapt this position to theory, because you have the similar lines of playing here, so maybe some one temp of difference, etc. But if the game would go like, for example, 11-17, then to the outpost 30-24, and playing something like maybe 14-20 and something like 47 move and 6-11, there is this idea with attacking 38-42 and sacrificing 3 pieces 18-23, but the 21 should be at 26. There are the lines,
okay.
The theory, lines from the theory, so it's close to, but maybe far from.
Yeah, so that could be the answer why Matteo is using his time, because when it would be a well-known position, and I think Matteo would be the first one to know it and just play his moves.
So maybe it's a part of good strategy of Amadeusz Zybermoszek, and you were asked on the chat to pronounce it, Amadeusz Zybermoszek.
Oh no, yeah. Okay, I will try. Amadeus Zybermoszek.
No i pięknie, beautiful, great way.
Yeah?
Fan klapeczek Kasia, I think that you are satisfied with this.
Okay, but now you should Mateo box him once more, then I can check it if it's pronounced correctly.
Mateo Boxum?
Oh, okay, that's quite good as well.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
With added surnames, maybe I will have more troubles. Okay, so we can go to another game between Kuba and Simon DZC. And Simon is Simon Harmsma, as I remember.
Yes, Simon Harmsma, yes.
Between his game against Kuba Gazda. And Kuba Gazda is a Polish Blitz champion. And now Kuba Gazda has, according to the engine, worse position than Simon. What can you tell us about Simon?
Well, Simon is also, I'm going to repeat myself, but also a very talented player. He is 16, I guess, yes. And what's nice to tell is that we will be club members and teammates next year. We are already club members now. His name is Simon DEZC, as you said. That's because he played for Culemborg, but next year he will also play for Wageningen at club level. So then
he has to change the nick.
Sorry?
So he has to change the nickname.
Yes, he should change his name. Well, probably. I think he will also be team member or club member of Culemborg still, so he can keep his name. That's not a problem for
and
me.
in this game we can see once time the time problems, but for Kuba Gazda this time, because
yes,
he has less
and
than
also
1
problems
minute.
on the board, because you can see that the pieces of Simon are just much more further developed. And that's probably one of the problems for White here.
Simon has taken all the most important fields, squares of the game, and now White pieces possibilities are really limited, so it won't be easy for Kuba Gazda. And according to the fact that he has less than 1 minute. To, co mówiła Ester o Simonie Harmsmie, który zmienia klub na Wageningen, gra tutaj z Kubą Gazdą, mistrzem Polski w Blica, no i Kuba ma trudną sytuację. Mniej czasu, bo tylko minuta na zegarze, niecała minuta, no i pozycja jest ciężka. Przewaga wskazywana przez silnik komputerowy jest uzasadniona, bo dużo lepiej rozwinięte są piony przeciwnika. Okay, let's go further and we have the game of Mer versus Bogdanito. Bogdanito is Bogdan Bańkowski that already has played in the Polish Championship this last year, and Mer is Marie Gabert, yeah?
Yes, that's right. Is there some kind of agreement that they should all play with this high edge piece?
Yeah, probably. Tak jak zauważa Ester, wszyscy grają z tym skrajnym bandowym pionem 15. Many times I can see it in the games of Dutch players, and maybe it's the part of your training. You have the topic of this edge piece, and maybe you force your players to do it.
Yeah, it could be. Well, it is true actually that we had this this system in the Netherlands. We have this central trainings. We have trainings for mini cadets, for cadets, and for juniors. And we also have a special training for girls. 6 times a year there's this training, and all youth players can try to qualify for this training and then get those trainings. And in the last year, I think 3 trainings maybe were about the system. So maybe it's not a coincidence indeed.
Okej. Tak, cały system szkolenia Holandii, jak słyszycie od Ester, no jest dosyć dobrze rozpracowany. Mam nadzieję, że małymi kroczkami pójdziemy w tym kierunku. Tutaj przewaga pozycyjna Bogdanito. Bogdan Bańkowski stoi dosyć wyraźnie w centrum, no i miejmy nadzieję z polskiego punktu widzenia, że będzie tę przewagę realizował. Here the situation looks a little bit better for the Polish team, because half of a piece advantage according to what engine says, because of central squares, and not that well development from the Mary side.
Yes, it's when you have this high edge piece, it's on the right of the board now, as you can see. Then it's this is also always something important in drafts when you have a lock or yes, well, you could say the piece on 15 locks or blocks the play on the right side of the board. Then it's about having control on the other side of the board. So who gains the control on the left side of the board? So 22, 27 especially are very important squares here. And we can see now that black is more close to these squares and also more close to controlling these squares.
Tak, lekcja warcabów na szybko, tak jak mówi Ester, oczywiście pionki 15 i 30 kontrolują tutaj prawą stronę warcabnicy, patrząc od białych, ale tutaj kluczowa jest kontrola nad drugim skrzydłem. Komu uda się przejąć kontrolę nad polami, szczególnie 22-27. No, ta kolumna 49-38 będzie całkiem solidna ze strony białych, ale Bogdan jest bliżej przejęcia kontroli nad tymi pionami, o których mówi Ester. Ok, we can go further. XYZ against Louis, the game where what has happened here? There was a piece more for Louise, but now the situation is in opposition to what we left. Okay, because now it went with this. Okay, her position is locked, absolutely locked, yeah? And now she sacrificed the piece in a wrong way, and now the lock is still on the right side. So Krzysztof Kortas is going from hell to heaven.
Whoa. Yeah, this game is a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah,
here.
it is a roller coaster, absolutely. Krzysiu Kortas naprawdę szczęśliwy z przewagi piona, znaczy ze straty piona po tej prostej kombinacji wykaraskał się, no i teraz ma wygraną pozycję. Okay, going further, maybe here we have the game between Mateusz Wysokiński that we didn't have against number 12, which is, let me remind...
Fleur Kruismulder.
Yeah, Fleur. Okay, this will be difficult for me to pronounce.
That's a good one to pronounce for you.
How to say it? Once again, please.
Fleur Kruismulder.
Fleur Kruismulder? So.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be tough. No, Krzysiu ładnie podpuścił, mówi Mateusz Lewandowski. We had a question on the chat to you from Martyna, also the part of PDF boards. Esther, do you have a lot of kids playing drafts? Do you have the drafts in schools? Why drafts are so popular in the Netherlands?
Yes, well, it depends on the city, I think, where you go, or the village where you go. Especially actually in the not in the big cities, but I think more in the bit smaller villages. There we have some big clubs where a lot of players are playing drafts. Oh, and I see here there was a big
that was
mistake.
the way how Fleur lost a piece here.
Yes.
Fleur białymi zagrała tutaj i Mateusz Wysokiński pięknie to wykorzystał, oddając 2 piony, 27-31, 2 for free and 1 piece more for black pieces. In the opening, the mistake was played in a seventh move, so quite fast. And she still had 14 minutes, so I would not like to be in her skin when you start to analyze this game.
No, well, this is something, of course, you don't want to have happened when you play your first game. Maybe, we don't know. Maybe it's always difficult when playing the first game, and maybe it looks like this has to do something with concentration. Maybe this is always the question. We have the Dutch trainer Johan Kruijmbrink, who always says who questions himself, what's the why of the combination? Why did this happen? It's always an important question to ask yourself when a combination happens. And of course, that's a question which Fleur should ask herself after the game.
Very, very calm. We are in the next game where Aleksandra Łukomska is losing to Julia Bincarowska.
Yes, I see. How did this came to this position?
How did it come to this position? Here we have the equal position in the move number 39, so we can check it from this moment. Okay. Oh, that was the mistake. That was the mistake after 1822. Yeah, breaking this formation of the pyramid is losing almost immediately with the strategy ideas. 34-30 was the move to draw this game, and now it is just over after a few moves because it's still a draw after this. So what was the mistake after this? Yeah, 14-19. Not to allow the white pieces to go and block here on 29. Zamczysław, dziękuję bardzo za subskrypcję.
That's interesting, actually, the entire position, because when the white piece was still on 37, so two moves, in this position, it looks like a very normal position, but here maybe, black is already a bit surrounding the center. And you could say 37, 31 looks like a normal move. But then after 1822, which is a very nice nice move, all the pieces, the white pieces are blocked, and there's not much space for white to go to. Yeah, I think here the black pieces are already positioned quite nicely.
Yeah, it's
because
a fact.
when you
we have already the few results, so I will upload it to the site of the match and captcha, for example, to you. pol-ned.warcaby.pl. Nie jest podpięte w opisie? Znaczy w opisie chyba jest napisana strona.
Do we have already more results?
Yeah, we have. But
okay.
now the drafts are bitter. Okay, it's 8-6 after 7 games to Poland, for Poland. Oh, Sebastian Wieczorek won against Machiel. Filip Kuczewski played a draw against Emre. Arleta Flisikowska won against Liza. Amadeusz lost to Mateo Boxum. Wow. Simon Harmsma won against Jakub. Marie Gabert played a draw against Bogdan. Krzysiu Kortas won against Luis Gabert. And Aleksandra Łukomska lost to Julia Bincerowska. The results should be already online from these rounds. Yes, you can see it. The result of 7 games on the website of the tournament from the round number 1.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is always the problem when you're commenting to rapid games. They are quite rapid, and then you're just talking about one game, and then at one point you see that all the other games are already finished.
Okay, Martyna Lipka lost to Aleksandra Chumachenko.
Yes.
As I see in this game, because Martyna was playing with black pieces. So it's 8-8, and last 2 games would be the most important ones. Mateusz Wysokiński won, so it's 10-8 for Poland, and last game, that result we don't know. Łukomska lost, so it's 8-8. I believe it's a draw, 10-10.
Oh, it's 10-10? Wow, that's...
I guess so. Because Martyna lost to Sasha. I don't know why that result is not uploaded, but yeah, it looks like it will be 10-10.
Okay, that's wow.
Stronę macie tutaj, Patryk wam napisał, pol.ned.warcaby.pl. Sorry, can you repeat?
That's a good, exciting result for the first round, because then the real decision will come in the second round for today.
Yeah. The draw 10-10 after the first round of the friendly online match between Poland and the Netherlands. Really exciting part of this match is behind us, and you have still a few minutes for me. We can take a look at the games.
Yes. Yeah, let's check some games we missed, or yeah.
Okay, first thing, how Sebalo won against Machiel.
Yeah.
Okay, that was winning already. So, okay, there was this change to 4-2.
Okay.
And then it looks like Sebastian played it really well strategically, because now there is an advantage, showed really good advantage for him, probably because of Machiel not having the control over 24.
Yeah, and he also has troubles because he would like to do something against 27, but there are no ideas to put pressure on 27.
Yeah. Now maybe this could be with the majority. With the sticky move 26-31, because after he went to 29 it's losing already with this best move, and after this there was a small simple combination 1, 2, 3 for 4, and he gave up. That's the way how won. International checkers, just subscribe, thank you very much, and you will be shown on the screen down there. And another game was between Emre and Filip Kuczewski. It ended up with a draw. What interesting has happened in this game? Okay, it just looked as a good one, but it is a draw. It looked like a good one for Emre. Yeah, but as I can see, nothing big has happened. Maybe now going to the other piece, to the king, 30 to 50, what engine shows. Okay, it's a draw. Arleta Lisa, so... Oh, what has happened here? Arleta won the game, but it looks like... Okay, here is the big advantage. After this smaller, and after that it's lost. What? So it looks like maybe Lisa gave up, but after this there is no such a possibility of playing here because there is 2 for 2. So it's winning for black, but the result is 1 for Arleta. How it is possible?
Ah, but maybe on time then, or...
But she has 54 seconds showed after in this moment of the game. Because now Arleta should play 43-38. Interesting. Okay, another game of Matteo. Wow, what a combination Matteo did do to Amadeusz Bermoszek. In this position, okay, there was an advantage of Amadeusz. Oh, Arleta says that on time.
Okay.
Lisa lost on time, and maybe there was some disturbance with the connection. That's a pity that way. Yeah. That's a pity. Okay, simple combination from Mateo Boxum against Amadeusz Bermoszek. Prosta kombinacja Mateo.
Well, simple, but maybe also a bit surprising because you should see it already before the exchange 17-21 to 21.
And as we can see,
we
can see, only 20 seconds on both sides.
Yeah.
Bogdan Bańkowski, I had a forcing, winning forcing. If you want to analyze something, we'll be going to your round. What is going in here? Okay, Simon against Kuba Gazda. So we saw the game in this moment or something. Oh, we have already the lead drafts analyzed here. We were here, somewhere right here.
Yeah,
okay.
So you already saw that the pieces by black are very much more developed, and now non-possibilities on 1 for 2. Okay, so Kuba was crushed by Simon. Yeah, if you want to say it like that.
Yeah, he was. Bogdanito played a draw and had a winning forcing. But in which moment? 37 ruch, 37th move. Okay. Now he could play 8 to 13 to threat with what? Oh, this 4-10 and to 7.
Ah.
Okay, yeah. There is no way to run away from it. Any looking like normal move would come with this sacrifice and this move. 2 for 3. Nice. And if Mer would try to escape with this move, then it's the same. Because it's going to a king. After this move, just okay, and maybe not with going to a king, but with a winning immediate position, with no possibilities for white. Quite nice. Chyba muszę na czas gry streama wyciszyć. No oczywiście powinieneś. Widziałem to, ale jakoś odrzuciłem opcję, że jak zagra na 25, to te za 2 wygrywa. No przecież widać na pierwszy rzut oka, że jest bardzo silna. Bogdan tells that he saw it but didn't choose it because he didn't think that this 2 for 2 will be winning. But it looks like absolute winning. XYZ we did see. Nasolituratus we saw already as well. Ola Łukomska and Sasha Martyna. Okay, we saw all the games, I guess, and now we know what has happened. And what happened here is the result 10 to 10, and I have to put the result, I believe, manually into the updating results because we don't have this result. Martyna Lipka and Martyna lost. Okay, close, save changes, yes, 10 to 10, make it public. Make it public, okay. And now the results are being updated on the website of the tournament. So very, very interesting, the first round. Esther, what are your thoughts about this first round and what has happened, and are you satisfied with the results?
Well, we saw a lot of small combinations. I think actually it's quite normal, I think, for a first round. Maybe we saw some players who need to adjust a little bit to these circumstances. Playing under pressure and online is also something else than playing physically, when you can see and feel your opponent. And of course, when having this little time, then it's always possible to make mistakes. But we also could see that there were already a lot of interesting games, interesting game types. So that's very nice to see. That's what we want to see, of course. When we see young players, we want to see aggressive playing styles, interesting playing styles, and that's I think what we saw, and that's what I hope to see for the entire match.
Yeah, I think that entire match can be really equal on both sides, and I think that as the final result, there can be a small amount of points of difference between our teams. This looks perfectly what I imagined about that, and it's really nice for the viewers, and I believe that playing on this time will come with mistakes, will come with some combinations, shots, and interesting variants that we have already seen during the first round. Some surprises for sure, and really interesting if the players will defend the results from the first round, because we are playing the revenge in 7 minutes. Tak jak rozmawiamy, bardzo ciekawie, bardzo wyrównanie. Spodziewałbym się sam tego, że ten pojedynek będzie leciał wyrównanie do samego końca. O zwycięstwie może zadecyduje parę punktów. Będą niespodzianki, będą ciekawe kombinacje, etiudy, niuanse, tak jak widzieliśmy w pierwszej rundzie, dlatego że czas poniekąd to wymusza na zawodnikach. Za 7 minut rewanż.
Yes, this is interesting about the system we play now, that they have the time for revenge. The players who lost their first game or who did not win their first game, they can take revenge now in the second game. And as you said, the question will be for the players who won their game, if they want to defend it, or if they think, no, I want to play for the team and I want to gain another good result by winning my game again. So that's something which is extra interesting about this match.
Yeah, it's really interesting how you play individually and how you play in the team. It's completely different, because sometimes you see that results are not well for your team and you try to make the position more sharp and to risk more than you risk normally, and that makes it interesting. Of course, there's a friendly match, but everyone wants to win, everyone wants to be
Fan
the best.
polskiego Ester Van Małyn.
Yes.
10 złotych.
Fan
Yeah.
of Polish, fan of Polish Esther Van Mujan. Thank you very much for the donation. Dziękuję bardzo za 10 zł. As we have a short break here, I have to announce that we decided as the Polish Drafts Federation board to run the fund for the Ukrainian drafts players, coaches, trainers. And in the link below the video, you have the fund where you can put the money in. And this money will be directed to participation of Ukrainian players in the tournaments, or as a payment for the Ukrainian coaches for their trainings. If you want to support them during those really difficult times, I really ask you to put the money, to pay the money into this fund because it will be directed to Ukrainian drafts players, coaches and trainers, and I will translate it to Polish. Jako że mamy chwilę przerwy, jako Polski Związek Warcabowy, Zarząd Polskiego Związku Warcabowego, moi drodzy, uruchomiliśmy zrzutkę na rzecz funduszu wsparcia ukraińskich warcabistów i trenerów. Pieniądze, które uda nam się zebrać, będziemy zbierali w czasie całego meczu, więc za wszystkie Wam bardzo dziękuję, za serduszka. Serduszka wysyłam wszystkim, którzy zdecydują się wesprzeć ten fundusz, bo te pieniądze będą przeznaczone na to, żeby ukraińscy zawodnicy, którzy trafili do Polski, ich jest niemało, szczególnie dużo aktywnych jest w Wielkopolsce, te pieniądze będą przeznaczone na ich udział w turniejach albo na opłacanie trenerów ukraińskich, żeby mieli sposób zarabiania środków, albo żeby jakoś tak ich chociaż mentalnie też wesprzeć, żeby nie myśleli o tym, co się dzieje w ich kraju, z ich często rodzinami. Więc będę ogromnie wdzięczny, będę o tym przypominał i przez cały ten czas meczu, przez te najbliższe 4 dni będziemy to monitorować. So Esther, you leave me for the second round, and for the second round there will be Rick Currentius, which is also the coach of Team NL KNDB. So Esther, from this point I would like to thank you very much for joining me, and you will be joining me also on Thursday, on the 4th day, at the beginning as well as today. It was a pleasure for me to cooperate with you one more time, co-hosting, co-commenting the events of friendly match between Poland and Netherlands, and I look forward for our next cooperations on the commenting.
Yes, thanks a lot. It was nice to be here again, and it's very nice that we have this this friendly match. So yeah, I'm happy to be back on Thursday.
Yeah, thank you very much and see you soon. And now Esther will disconnect from us and Rick will connect. Buena transmission. Thank you very much, damas internacionales. Gracias. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Tak, o 20:00 zaczynają się kolejne partie. Wtedy zostanie podpięty tutaj do streama kolejne studium. Okay, Rick is joining us as I see. Okay, but until Esther disconnects, we won't see Rick, and now we should see Rick. Rick currently is with us. I will change the name of you from Esther if you want. Do you hear me, Rick?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, and I hear you well as well. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? I made a title
I
for
had to
you.
close down the Jitsi screen where I was monitoring the players to see everything was going all right, but it was, so that's fine.
Okay, everything works fine from my side. And my dear viewers, Rick Currentius is with us, who is the coach of Team NL KNDB. So I have to say that is the part of the team of the best coaches in the world, because the job that they are doing with the young and not only young players is amazing, and you can see it with the results they achieving. So thank you very much, Rick, that you joined us during this during this friendly match, and I have to ask you for your thoughts about the first round, the results, the games. How was it?
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, of course. Also, just want to mention that it's really delightful that we've been able to organize this match. It's a wonderful chance for youth players, but also for the upcoming top players just to exercise. If I look at the first round, it's really shaky. I think there have been so many tactical decisions. Almost every game, I think, was decided by tactical forcing in some way. In some games, even two. I saw in the game between Kortas and Gabbert that there were even two, more or less. Yeah. So, yeah, they really need to get into the grip of things, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I think that in the next round, maybe we can expect a little less tactical solutions, because maybe now they will be getting used to the time and the opponent, because after all they are playing against the same opponent as in the last round. So do you think that they will be more cautious in the second game, or it will be as sharp as the first one, because just like you said, many combinations, many forcings, many tactical ways?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Wijstra, for instance, will think of something to do something against Wieczorek. It's I don't. So this in Dutch you would say it's a part of his honor to try and pay him back, because leaving the first day with a minus score even after a draw, at least he had his first game really didn't do him justice. It wasn't a good game. It was a very good game with Sebastian. So in that matchup, I think it's quite clear that we can see something else. But I think that all players are aware that this is a training match. They can try things, also game types, also strategies, also opening ideas that they're maybe also experimenting on in their trainings. So I'm hoping actually that it will be the same kind of power. They will show the same kind of willingness to have a very nice fight, but hopefully also just making sure that it won't be an easy combination in the opening again.
Yeah, because this is definitely the thing that we don't want to see, the easy combination in the opening, like we saw in a few games of the first round. As we still don't have the prepared study, because not all the games already started and it has to be done manually, I turned on the game between Sebastian Wieczorek and Michiel Wijstra. So Michiel, like you said, will be trying to defend his honor and make a revenge. Don't you mind if I will translate simple sentences to Poland?
No, you can do it all the time.
Yeah, I was asked that on the chat. Więc jest z nami Rick Kurentes. Witam wszystkich dołączających. Mikołaj, siemanko, serduszka za to, że zostałeś dzisiaj arcymistrzem na naszym kanale. Dziękuję Ci bardzo za Twoje wsparcie. Siemanko, Bartek Maniecki, witam wszystkich serdecznie. Rick jest trenerem teamu KNDB, nie tylko młodzieżowego. Osiągają świetne wyniki, więc śmiało można powiedzieć, że należy do najlepszej grupy szkoleniowej na świecie. Tym, jak przygotowują swoich zawodników, jak to analizują. No i chociażby częścią ich przygotowania jest ten mecz. W pierwszej partii widzieliśmy bardzo dużo taktyki, czyli albo kombinacji, albo rozwiązań takich forsownych. Ciekawe, czy w drugiej części będzie tego mniej, czy będzie trochę więcej gry strategicznej, ale na pewno tutaj za punkt honoru Michiel, grający białymi z Sebastianem Wieczorkiem, który zagrał świetną partię, weźmie sobie odbić wynik tej partii. Sprawdzam w międzyczasie, czy mamy już widoczne. Ok, we have all the games seen already in the study. Do you use the screen I show you, or you check the games in the other one?
No, because I can imagine there's a delay. So I'm just checking out what you're doing, and so they're already in the first three boards. I already see a lot of interesting things.
Okay. So is there a game that you want to start with?
No. Just do maybe the game. We can say something about this. If it's more a general thing, I have to say. One of the things that you can discuss, if you want to win, or if you want to win against someone. In this game, Michiel, with his sixth move, decides to allow for his change, and I think most players, we are all taught that we shouldn't allow for his change. But the reason he's doing it is that he has decided that this probably has to be the grounds, the territory on which he wants to fight against Sebastian. Maybe not fighting with a lot of calculation, but more a long-term positional strategy game. And the way he's playing right now, is he's allowing his opponent to get the center more or less, and he's trying more or less in a sort of Podkowa way to surround it. He's really eager to play with the white piece on 26, and apparently this is what he decided to do. It's a bit controversial to play like this, also because it's not the hardest, the most sharp idea from this opening. But apparently, he has decided that he wants to try to fight against his opponent in this way. Because I can imagine that probably you prefer black in this position, right?
Yeah, definitely I would prefer black.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I like to play against 26. That was a strange decision, I would say, with this exchange for me.
Yeah, playing on 26 and 29 right now, trying also make sure that the black center doesn't get too strong. Reminds us of Rosenburg a little bit. Among a lot, we also saw Boomstra doing it against Schwarzman in one of their games. It's okay. It's a long strategical battle, and probably at this moment, not a lot to say about it. What I don't like about this idea is that if black wants, he can do 12-18 and change everything afterwards. But thankfully, Sebastian doesn't want to, so that's okay.
I guess that Sebastian is not the one looking for the most simple solutions.
No, exactly.
We have a nice comment for you from Bartosz Maniecki that you are a very good commentator.
Okay, thank you.
We can go to the second game that ended up with a draw in the first round between Emre. I do remember his name well, yeah, against Filip Kuczewski, and now Filip Kuczewski is playing with the white pieces, and the opening went like that. Okay, it's an aggression. Okay, and this lock-in position looks like interesting one.
Yeah, in a way, but of course this is like you told with Matthäus and Matteo and Amadeus.
Yeah.
It's theory. So with white doing 33-28, I'm not saying that I know everything about this, but this is also more or less also forcing. But I'm not really sure. The idea was, I think, that 1822 isn't really an issue there. But I also don't really like. I don't really like these changes. White wins a piece momentarily, but black can now win the piece back with 7-11, and white has a very weak structure on 29 and 34. I don't understand, because Filip is also a very interesting player. He played in the World Championship in Tallinn. He can play quite interestingly. I don't know about 7-12, but okay, it doesn't really matter. I think 7-11 was better, but okay. I also am a little bit wondering why Filip is going for a more or less passive position. But okay, maybe he was surprised by the opening of Emre. That could very well be. And that he just decided to do something else. I'm just not sure.
Filip na chwilę poświęcił piona w tym teoretycznie wydawałoby się ostrym debiucie, ale teraz wydaje się z bardziej aktywną pozycją wyjdzie Emre. Zaczynało się ostro, ale w końcu poszły uproszczenia. No, pamiętajmy o tym, że Filip to był nasz reprezentant na Mistrzostwach Świata, co też Rick wspomniał. The first game between Lisa Scholtens and Arleta. Interesting finishing of the game, because Arleta had a winning position and then lost position, and finally there was some issues from connection of Lisa, and she lost on time.
Yeah, but I checked, but not with her, but there wasn't a connection issue. She probably just lost on time.
Okay.
And maybe also Arleta was stressed because of that, because Arleta had a winning position, and because of the time usage maybe of Lisa, she got, I don't know. It can be hectic such a first round. But I think that Arleta played a very good game there and just made a blunder in the end, which enabled even Lisa to win. Yeah. But I'm not sure. I wasn't able to study it. But this game already is extremely exciting, with a very sharp opening by Arleta.
Looks like we might have a Bonner lock here, but we don't have.
Because yeah, usually these kinds of openings tend to go to partie Bonner and all kinds of fantastic systems. But it goes a little bit different here, and yeah, I think that this is also something that I think both players are in their comfort zone. Lisa likes these kinds of positions, irregular surrounding. Yeah, now you're showing what we call the Valkenburg variation, with 49-43s. Usually it's played as well here. But it's with 1-7, but it doesn't really matter. It's already quite interesting how the game has developed as well, and I think because what's special about the opening for White is White decides to abandon her piece on 49. And this piece, as we know, is very important against an attack on 27 because of the column you can make, which you're pointing out. But you do that because if you have 49 is gone, but 48 is still in its place, and in certain scenarios, 48 can help with the attack on 27. Because if we're counting, White can attack 27 5 times, and Black can defend it 4 times. If we're thinking very simple, and I like thinking very simple. So that's more or less a strategy. White would like the situation to become open so she can start attacking 27, and Black has to think about tactical ways and positional ways to make that not so attractive for White. So
I played against Arlette a similar position during some online tournament a few months ago, and I took a piece on 27. So I think that Arlette has to be really, really careful about that.
Well, it is often in these kinds of positions, at least for Black. Okay, White can also can get a terrible position, but at least for Black, it can be that if you don't look, if you're not careful, you will lose a piece. So you have to be very, very, very. You need to know what you're doing. So it's interesting that for a more or less faster game, and also because we're more or less maybe 31-29 was a little bit surprising, but. Aletta should be knowing what she's doing, so okay, let's see how it goes.
Tak, bardzo ciekawa gra. Tutaj zwracamy uwagę na to, Rick zwraca, że białe pozbawiły się piona 49, ale za to mają jeden więcej atak na klina 27 czarnych. Partia, która normalnie szłaby w warianty Bonara, które pokazywałem, tutaj Arletta zdecydowała się bez tego związania grać, no i tutaj doprowadza do wymiany i będzie próbowała trzymać tego klina otwarcie. Teraz myślę, że Liza pobije na 30.
So how it goes now, White will probably go to 30 and try to get, usually at one point away, try to get rid of piece on 33. After that, start the attack. That's how the game should go.
That was exactly the game that I played against Arletta. Then I played this move 33-29 and started to attack the wing.
Yeah. But
okay, we can go to another game between Amadeusz Cybermoszak and Mateo Boxum. Mateo won the first game in the theoretical opening after making a quite simple but nice combination to Amadeusz. And now,
this can get exciting also.
It's already
it's flank systems, as we would say it, both playing on their White playing on 29, Black playing on 22, and now more or less it's the fight for who gets 28 and 23, who gets the centerpiece. And this will be interesting also to see how Mateo will, because now Mateo has to think about how he will build more or less, because White will probably try to play 46-41 and go to the center with 32-28. That's a logical continuation. But Mateo also has to be careful for idea. I'm not really sure if that's the best idea, with ideas for White going to 27. But so. Yeah, but with 48-42, of course, in this position, you would like to do that. But White can also try 48-42 and go with 31-26 and waiting like that. And it's interesting how it will go. But what White has to know for sure, if Black plays 1-7, for instance, and White changes to the center, I think the Polish word is the ragatka.
Yeah, the 4 o'clock rogatka.
So you need to be very sure that you can get out of this. You need to be sure, and if you can't get out of it, then it can be, because normally this isn't correct because of the piece on 22. But you need to be able to lock it. Probably you can get out quite easily, but these kinds of transitions you need to be very sure of. In this position, you have plenty of changes to make sure you do. And why am I telling this as well? If this isn't interesting for Mateo, then after 1-7, 32-28 times 28, as you showed, then Matteo needs to think about, okay, but what will I do? Because if I don't like that, do I want to go back with 2024? Okay, it's possible, but then maybe white can try and play 38-32 and block the black pieces on the short on the other wing. 38, yeah. Yeah, this seems like a little bit better. Yeah, that's never possible. So, so it's also difficult for Matteo now to decide, okay, how I want to continue, because of course they don't want a game. He also doesn't want a game where all pieces are changed. I don't believe that Matteo will think, I have won the first game, now we'll try to play draw on the second one. He's way too young to think like that. So he just sees this as a new game and tries to fight against a very interesting opponent.
Jak powiedział Rick, tutaj ciekawie partie się toczy flanka na flankę 29-22, walka będzie się toczyła o pola 28-23, są możliwości rogatki, więc na pewno ciekawie z napięciem. W międzyczasie Wojtek Staszewski, to jest tylko friendly match. I dziękuję bardzo Michał Nowakowski za zostawienie subika. Dziękuję wszystkim, którzy zostawiają łapy w górę pod streamem, piszą komentarze na czacie i którzy subskrybują kanał. Dziękuję Wam ogromnie, jesteście wielcy. Going to another game, Simon Harmsma versus Kuba. And Kuba, what you are laughing at?
Without looking at the opening, without checking the notation, which opening is this? You can see it.
Yeah, it is the Keller one.
It's the Keller opening. So I know Simon likes this a lot. This isn't the secret, I think. But also Jakub also, I think, is a good attacking player. Also likes these kinds of positions. So this is a very interesting fight between these players.
When Jakub was young, I was the one who taught him this opening.
Yeah, but even though, okay, it was, okay, so maybe put the last piece, last move back.
Yeah.
So what the white has almost a perfect structure here with 46, 47, 48, and 49 still in its place, and all kinds of ideas. So in this position, black more or less has two plans. Or he can just move everything to the center and hope that white cannot, or just fill everything, build everything, and just hope for a certain reason that white cannot block it. However, that often is a very dangerous strategy. What you usually want in this position is to open the position with 17-21. And after you make this change, often you can't go for 26 immediately, or the white player has ideas to do something against that. So I want to allow 21-26 with white, and I want to start looking at certain kinds of ways with white to make sure that I prevent 21-26, because what I don't want to do with white, I don't want to play 31-26. I think that's key. That's very important to understand in these kinds of positions, because if you make moves like this, you will lose control over the position. The piece on 31 is what makes you block the black attack. So in all kinds of these positions, white wants to check out if he can do 30-24, if he can do other moves, 33-29, just all kinds of ideas, as long as 21-26 is prevented. I'm not sure if white can do something here. I'm not sure what the best idea is here. I think because it's quite important, this position, because it didn't go like this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But even in this position, if 30-24 would be played and black would do something like 7-12, you can't do 24-19 because of 14-20. It's just simple change, and then black has a very normal attack, I think. So it's interesting what Simon would have done. It would be interesting to ask him. I will ask him afterwards what his plan would be. But Simon is a player that really likes these positions because he can think of things. He can create something. He's very creative. So, but it didn't go like this.
Yeah, Kuba chose to play 14-19.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm really not sure about this idea. But it's. Yeah, I just don't know. Maybe black can still go for 17-21, but normally white will play 38-33 in this position. I think. Oh, no, 38. I mean 38.
You mean what? Which?
The 38.
Oh, 38. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's the best, but it sounds logical. And now it's just the question if this is I think this is kind of ideal with white to try and launch an attack on the other side. I see you also played this because there are circumstances that black can also expand via 32 with 27-32 and 28-32. But I think if we look at, for instance, the game between Martijn van IJzendoorn and Suleiman Keita in the World Championship preliminary rounds, you can get blocked really, really terribly. And now white can try to move to the right with 32, 30, 25, 29, 24, and black might have some issues there in ever after 7-21 ever doing 21-26. I'm not clear about this, but this is a very interesting position, I think, and very modern also.
Mm-hmm. Despite the fact that the opening is ancient, the position is modern, you say.
Sorry, despite what?
Despite the fact that the opening is old and ancient.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter because there are new developments in that opening every day, I think.
Probably yes, just like you say. Czy będą MP Krodac, Roda? Bartosz Romanowicz, proszę doprecyzuj pytanie, bo nie rozumiem. Czyli w tym debiucie, który wychodzi z debiutu Kellera, bardzo uwagę tutaj zwrócił Rick na kamienie 46, 7, 8, 9, których nie ruszać. Raczej wydawałoby się, że Kuba wybierze plan typu 17-21, ale wybrał 13-19. No i teraz bardzo ciekawie się ta gra toczyć będzie. 5 minut na zegarze Simona, 8 minut na zegarze Kuby i możemy iść do następnej gry. We can switch to another game between Bogdanito and Mer. And let me remind, Mer was Marie Gabert, yes?
Yeah, the older sister. Okay, I think the first round already showed Bogdan played very well, and I think he shows it again here. This looks like a very I don't know the opening, but doesn't maybe really matter. Mm-hmm. This is a very healthy attack for white.
Bogdan from the last Polish championship nearly all the time plays 45-30, and it's absolutely his favorite.
Yeah, okay, I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm not very thrilled about white's opening, but black doesn't play the best moves, I think. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. So white, that's the idea of this opening. I remember a young Dutch player, Rick Hagvoort, who also has a high rating on the lead rods, also used to play this opening quite a bit to get an attack. And that's the thing. If you play this and you get an attack with white, then black needs to think about something. And Marie, the idea is often the longer you keep on playing this against this attack, the worse your position will become, because white will just push everything to the center and try to take important squares. So I think this will be also with 12-18. I'm not really sure. This is such an the problem is if you play 40-19, for instance, and white just does 40-35 in this position. You just catch, and very often 18-23, you both go to king more or less. If you both go to king, but these end games are always better for white. And these kinds of, because it's often very difficult for black to maybe to make a king is possible, but the king is more or less locked on the trick track. These kinds of positions are really not healthy, I think. So in my opinion, maybe black can do something with playing 40-19 and slowly but surely getting 6 towards 17 and just trying to get 29 out on a later 22. I don't believe in that because there is no structure to surround against. But okay, you need to think of something, because if you're not careful, you will be overrun.
Okay, it looks like she played 21-26. Bogdan wanted to attack in this game and attacks. Bogdan po bardzo agresywnym 35-30, jak to przyzwyczaił nas w ciągu Mistrzostw Polski, atakuje cały czas. You know who has the big influence on this move in Poland? Ivan Antonenko, because he started to analyze every game with saying that if you want a sharp position, then always start with 35-30, and after him, Yuri Anikeyev started to play like that during the Polish Open, all the games. Nearly all the games, and it's like Ukrainian school right now to play 35-30 in the first move. Bartosz Romanowicz mówisz, Kroda to warcaby chorwackie wymyślone przez mistrza Jugosławii Kroda, czy Coroda, nie wiem jak to wymienić. Pierwsze słyszę o nich. Next game we go to Luis against XXYZ, Krzysztof Kortas, and it's winning already for Black.
Happened?
What has happened here? Maybe even before we start. Okay.
Okay, so
from the opening we can see the whole game.
Okay. So the opening is very. You can just keep on playing. The opening is interesting. White tries to attack, and Black does a very active surrounding plan. Okay, this looks quite normal. Okay, I'm not really sold on this idea, but okay, White is an attack. It should be okay. But so what happens?
Yeah, what has happened here?
Okay, probably White should try to just. Okay. Probably. Oh, yeah. Okay, so she does allow a combination, but it's probably a draw. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Further view is.
That was the possibility in this game, but it was not played. Maybe it could be.
It's more of a draw for Black than for White, we would say. But okay, it's still probably you can catch the king in any way. So
yeah, it is catched.
Okay, so it's okay, but let's check what happened because
Krzysztof played 3-9, then exchange.
Yeah, I don't understand why Louise is changing 38-32 after playing 39-33 because now all our pieces on the left wing are not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and now going to 20, I think you should stay on 424. It's much more active. Yeah, now the white structure is it's really not nice, while Black can go to 23, 24. I think it's quite active for Black right now, but okay. Okay, yeah, okay. So she lost because of a forcing right now. Okay. Okay, so it's game over
and
here.
Now Fred to sacrifice a piece to a king and capture this king and take to the king one or other way.
So maybe to say two things about first of all, Louise is a very interesting player, always plays sharp and everything, and she showed it again. She just forgot about she just forgot to control her moves more or less, and made a blunder. And secondly, of course, she had the piece more against Kortas in the previous rounds. And even though everybody tries to make sure that you forget about these things, it can be, of course, that it's gone into her head a little bit. Yeah, because the fact that she's still playing, yeah, I think it's better to give up right now.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh,
as I can see, Mary Gabert against Bogdan Bańkowski played a draw.
Oh, huh? So what happened? Just to check. No, I think it's incorrect. There is no result yet.
Okay, so it was uploaded from the last game to the results.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, okay. So let's go to
Nasolituratus.
You didn't tell Polish what I said about Louise, but maybe it doesn't matter.
Mateusz Wysokiński playing with white. He won the first game.
Yeah, but it was because of a horrendous opening mistake.
Yeah, 2-4-3.
Because that happened. I don't think that Esther actually talked about number 12, namely Fleur Kruismulder, because Fleur is making a big impression in Holland because she has already beaten a few very strong players like Michel Kroesbergen, but also some other very, very strong players in the club competitions. So it's really not for her, not according to her level, to step into the combination like she did in the opening. It really must be a hard school day, not really being sharp yet. It's okay. I'm sure it won't happen to her again, because she way surpassed that level. On the other hand, now she also has a little bit of a boring, or at least a little bit of a passive position. I think the white has a very nice center and can start attacking over 29. It's not really a position that's really attractive for black. Black is mostly on the sides, and I'm not really sure how this went.
We can see it playing quickly the opening.
Okay, okay.
Passive exchange.
27 is of course quite passive. Yeah, okay. It's okay, but it's clear also sometimes if we look at youth players, I think both players are very young. It's very easy. It's very difficult. It can be very difficult what to do in a more or less passive-like position where you don't really have a plan, just to develop your pieces. And what's happening now is that black more or less made some changes and tries to start again, hoping that white will allow easy classics, but normally white will be able to make sure that you can break classics, either 28-23 now, either trying to push with 34-29. At both, I think I would prefer 34-29 here. Or do you like black's position?
No, I prefer white, of course.
Okay, okay. Because it's of course white is a Polish player, I can imagine.
It's understandable for all Polish players. Co powiedział Rick? Flair grająca czarnymi zaskoczyła nieraz na turniejach, ogrywając zdecydowanie silniejszych od siebie zawodników, ale dzielny Mateusz Wysokiński grający białymi ma aktywną pozycję, no bo ta jedna wymiana 22-27 była pasywna ze strony Flair. No i oczywiście czyją pozycję wolę białych, bo jestem Polakiem, naturalnie. Going to the game number 9. So it's winning for Aleksandra Łukomska, so it looks that she will take the revenge for the first game because she lost in the end.
Okay, can we go to the 43rd move or something?
Maybe we can see the entire game quickly. So.
Okay, normal. Okay, again a little bit passive.
Passive,
Again a little bit passive, changing back and then changing to the 32-27. I don't understand, but okay.
Let's go.
Okay, she tries to play in the center. Okay, now
became quite active.
And sometimes when you look at two players that are still developing, then at one moment you say, okay, the situation is like this on the board, and 2 moves later it can be totally different.
Yeah.
Okay, because I really don't understand what's happening.
I can't imagine what can happen.
Changing. Okay, now white is completely winning position after 31-27.
What has happened here?
It's completely winning for white.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so now it's, I think it's this is why we need friendly matches as well. Not because this is okay, because of course it's not okay if you have 3.5 minutes. How long did she take to play 29-23?
30 seconds.
Okay, so it's of course very much possible that she just didn't see it. That's of course okay, but for these kinds of friendly matches, also for Esther is her coach, it's just to have the conversation about, okay, if you're going to make the decisive move with 3.5 minutes, how long will you take to play that move? How much do you check? Because if 29-23 is playable, it's completely winning. And because she has so many other options. And so now it's very, it's sad for her, of course, but now she has to defend take
this piece.
And that's also maybe a little bit of shock right now, that she's probably extremely angry or disappointed, and she needs to try and defend and make sure she defends, but she doesn't have a real plan at this moment. yeah, if black wants, black can just try and go and hunt for more pieces of white because they're all in the center.
Yeah.
So this is such a game that it doesn't matter if you're because the black didn't have a very fortunate positional game, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not looking at tactics enough. It doesn't matter if you're playing better positionally. You need to make sure you control your moves accurately. And yeah, that didn't happen here. Okay, now white is still hoping for something, but this should be losing. So I think we should look at Martina against Sasha.
Yeah. I will just translate a short brief from this game. Jak Rick powiedział, no była to absolutnie wygrana partia dla Julii, jak dobrze pamiętam, tak? Z Olą mogła złapać komplet punktów, no i robiąc decydujący ruch, mając 3,5 minuty na zegarze, myślała około 30 sekund, no i wpadła na prostą kombinację na większość, którą widzieliście. No i teraz ta pozycja jest absolutnie wygrana dla Oli. No, z polskiego punktu widzenia liczymy na to, że tak się zakończy. Idziemy do partii Martyny z Saszą. The last game looks like quite equal between Martyna and Sasha Chumachenko.
It isn't equal. It's better for white.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, but especially for young players. I don't know. We know things, but those things, I think if you're black in this position and you understand what might happen, then you can get a little bit nervous. So she needs to stay calm because, for instance, after 49-43, 30-20-34, 28-20.
No, it has to be easy to find.
Sorry. Yeah, I was confused. Okay, my bad, my mistake.
Martina has 2 minutes left and Sasha has only 20 seconds, but
yeah, okay.
even after escaping to 20.
That should be... okay, unless black panics right now, but even as long as she doesn't play 19-23 and 24-29, then it should be okay. But she has to, she has to keep on playing moves, so she's doing that very well.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's a little bit tricky with no time because white will play 35-30 in a moment. But okay, I don't think there are really chances for. Yeah, I don't think there are really chances.
As we are going to the very end of this round,
you can also show all games for a moment for me.
Maybe you were requested to show this game at first. Oh, okay, because Simon is winning against Kuba, so he's gathering 4 out of 4.
Okay, can you look what happened after the Keller moment? Yeah, so. Oh, okay. So this has become quite well. So
there we left
wasn't able to control it. 30-25. Yeah. You should. Yeah, allowing 30-19 is really not a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so black gets a very nice structure now with 3-9-14. Yeah, and now look. For instance, now it's important. White is blocked, not black, because white has almost no pieces that are active, and white needs to change. And now black has a very nice position. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how did this go afterwards? So 16-21. Yeah, okay, like this, but okay. And now the fantastic idea is 7. Okay, but I don't really understand what's happening, by the way.
Me too.
Okay. Okay, so it's okay. I don't understand. It's extremely sharp.
Yeah, looks like equal, but.
Yeah, okay, but not anymore. No, it's okay. Okay, so Jakob is the Bliss champion, right? Of Poland.
Yeah, and played with 3+2, not 5+3.
Yeah. So what we can see now, he still is playing all these moves with 4 or 5 minutes. So I wonder if he plays 17-21 also with so many time on the clock, or did he think at that moment? So white played 34-29.
That was losing immediately.
Honestly, so that's very important. He plays a tempo in a dangerous position. Yeah, these things can be so dangerous. But the position is dangerous, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's just completely losing.
Of course, Kuba could not attack because of this majority.
Yeah.
And losing 2 pieces. No matter how
But
he was
in
playing.
general, because he kept on playing at a high tempo, maybe he saw that only Simon has 1 minute, so he thought, okay, I can play fast. But he only starts to think at the moment he's already losing. So yeah, it's just completely over now.
So he lost the game. What we can see, we have the results. Sebalo,
Machiel, Emre.
Machiel, a draw. Matteo Boxum
Matteo won again.
Won once again against Zyber Moszak. Bogdanito won.
Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, okay, yeah.
You can imagine that Ola Łukamska lost
What?
against Julia. How? On time?
It must be on time. Must be.
How did it happen?
Must be on time.
Okay,
That's the
XYZ
first round.
won. Nasolitarus won. Bogdanito draw.
Oh, wait. You're now in the first round again.
I am in the first round?
Yeah.
Oh, pardon. Okay, Arleta won against Lisa.
Okay, we
Emre
can also just check the results because maybe they're finished now.
9 games finished. And Sasha
They're all
Martino
finished.
draw.
So we know the tally.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone. I think the Holland team might have won this one.
Probably. Because let's count the wins. Okay, 1 for us, a draw, 1 for you, a draw, 1 for us.
Oh.
A draw. It's 10-10. Yeah. Again. Okay. Let me.
Okay, so that at least now after the first day we know. Oh no, 11-9.
No, because one result is played wrong because Bogdan.
Yeah.
Let me just update that. Round 2, Bogdan won, and there is a draw, which is the wrong result. Okay, now it will be saved. 10-10. Wow, 2 rounds as a draw, 10-10. So after 2 rounds, we are 20-20.
Yeah. Well, then
Amazing.
at least we don't have to worry about the two teams not being strong enough or something. Well, this shows a lot of promise for the next 3 days, I think.
Mm-hmm. What are your expectations for the next days?
Well, I think that Holland will be playing forward with the same team tomorrow and the day after, and then Nicole de Vries will play the last round instead of Emre Hageman. So the Dutch team will be quite on par the entire time. But I know there are some changes also with Natalia coming in.
Natalia will come and Karol Cichocki will come.
Yeah, so I think it of course it depends. I also know that you will also rotate your players a little bit. Yeah, I expect it to be close every day. It's back to the drawing board. The player with the highest rating from Holland, Wijstra, starts with -1.
Yeah.
And the player Boxum starts with 2 wins. So yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm not really sure. They have to think about. Everybody has to think about as a good night's sleep, probably a day in school or in work, and they can just consider. Yeah, what they should do better, how they should play differently. They can prepare for the next opponent because it's also, I think it's hopefully clear, but you don't play the same opponent 2 times. So it's only one evening and then it's the next opponent. So they can also learn a little bit from the other experiences.
That's right. So Matteo and Simon won 2 games, yes?
Oh, Simon also, yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah,
against Kuba Gazda.
And I think Krzysztof did and Arleta did.
Yeah, Krzysztof won 2 games and Arleta, you say? I guess so. Yeah, Arleta won the first one.
Bogdan did, I think.
Yeah, so they are the leaders. And okay, because Mateusz Rosokiński played a draw in the second game. And Julia Bincerowska won 2 games against
because
Alexander
Łukamski. With all due respect to Julia, but the strange result in the last game. But we had an unfortunate clock loss from Lisa against Arleta, so it balances out a bit.
Before we finish this stream, because I know that you have to end up before the 9 p.m. as we agreed. You want to take a look at some game that we didn't see?
No, I think we saw all of them. No, but I'm also a little bit interested. What's your idea about what happens today, and how do you look at the coming 3 days?
You know what? I did not think there will be so many roller coasters on the boards. And I think that everyone chose the sharp methods of playing the games, and it's nice that we are playing with an open mind and try to be just resultative in these games. Honestly, I didn't have much time to put my concentration focus on the games because I'm just off the streaming, etc., and checking all the views, all the windows, if everything is working correctly. And now after the games end, I will just slowly analyze that and see something before the tomorrow's and other games. But I'm really satisfied with the level of entertainment for the viewers from this point of view. And also for the analysis, we saw some theoretical, some strategical and tactical options, and I think it will be a good material for the coaches to analyze and to improve in the game of the players.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that's also why these tournaments are interesting. Also because we don't we don't let them play freely, more or less. But what I mean is we try. I think also from the Polish side there is support, there is some preparation, and there is some evaluation, and only by making it not about only the games itself, but also helping beforehand and helping. That's maybe even more important, with a good evaluation afterwards. That is the way that we can also make these experiences also very valuable for the players, also for the future. That's also I think what we're trying to do in these days, that we're also as coaches from the Dutch side at least, we're also trying to give some feedback to the players on what happened, also try to make them tell their stories on what they experienced, and that's how it should be, I think.
That's right. Take a look at the pairings of tomorrow's round. On the first table there will be Cichocki-Harmsma pairing, on the second one Sadowska-Wejstra, and the first one Wieczorek-Boksum. Really interesting. And on the fourth one Bańkowska-Marta is joining the match against Louise Gabert, and then Jakub Gazda will be trying to revenge for this 0 points today against Fleur Kreuschmulder, as I pronounce it. Mm-hmm. And Kasia Stańczuk joins and will be playing against Marie Gabert, and Katarzyna Pisarska on the last board against Julia Bintzarowska. So many changes indeed in Polish team, 5 I believe, or 6 even. Changes for tomorrow's rounds, and really interesting ones, especially the first one, of course, because of high-rated players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a very interesting lineups, and if you see how everybody has played, then like you said, it's more or less a roller coaster. Everything that's happening on the boards, and it's also it's difficult to comment on everything with so many things going on, and the playing tempo being very high. So we're all more or less missing decisive moments, but that's why it's good that everybody will be able to check the games themselves via the tournament website, also on Lead Grass, probably via a link on this YouTube channel. They can also watch back the stream. So I think that's very valuable, because we all need time just to sit back and just slowly look at the games. Because, for instance, with looking at the Haarsma against Gasta game, then you also notice it, I'm thrown between, that's wrong, okay, but now it's okay, now it's wrong, now it's okay again. And that's not because they're not playing strongly, but simply because it's such a difficult position, difficult strategy, and our sports has so many beautiful ideas and opportunities in it, that it's really difficult from the just ad hoc to say something about such difficult positions. Yeah. So it will be interesting for sure just to check the games that have been played. But also just to follow everything that's going on tomorrow. And tomorrow you have an even stronger guest than today. You had Esther and me, but tomorrow is really something special because I think you have a grandmaster on board then.
That's right. Wouter Sipma will be
Wouter,
my guest tomorrow. That's right. And Wouter will be joining the entire 2 rounds, analyzing, saying more tips like Rick and Esther did during this day. From this place, Rick, thank you for initiating this match, because after all, that was your idea, and I think that we are spending amazing nights and hours during the streams, this match, watching, learning how to play better drafts, so it's a nice one. Thank you very much for that. As a Polish word for the end, remisujemy. Polska, Holandia 20-20. Po pierwszym dniu towarzyskiego meczu online 10-10 w pierwszej rundzie, 10-10 w drugiej rundzie. Jutro, tak jak piszecie, dołączają panie. Dołącza Karol Cichocki, który zameldował się tutaj na czacie. Między innymi dołącza Kasia Stańczuk, Natalia Sadowska i Marta Bańkowska. Będzie się działo parę zmian w polskiej reprezentacji. Na pewno obiecująco dzieje się wszystko to, co powiedział Rick. Nie jesteśmy w stanie nadążyć za wszystkim, co się dzieje na 10 warcabnicach przy tempie aktywnym 15+5, ale te partie są na Lead Drafts, można je przeanalizować samodzielnie. Okay, thank you very much, Ring. We'll be ending up the stream, and I hope for the best games, for the best results, for the best game of drafts tomorrow and on. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for making this possible once again.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow. We'll see each other in the 14th.
That's right. Bye-bye.